Hi there, there's an interesting post down here that I've just seen from a lady by the name of Fran. And Fran wants to know my thoughts on protein intake when running 3 to 5 times a week. Is it necessary to increase her protein intake? She's been reading plenty of different perspectives. Thank you very much. Now, first and foremost, Fran, I've got no idea where your protein intake level is at the moment. And let's get one thing clear. For adequate protein intake, it is not necessary whatsoever to switch to a animal protein diet to be able to get sufficient protein. You can get more than sufficient protein from a whole food, plant-based diet. So let's just get that matter out of the way first and foremost. Secondly, let's just unpack your protein needs. Now, as I mentioned, I've got no idea how much protein your dietary intake is at the moment, but the World Health Organization guidelines are as follows: that women need 44 to 45 grams of protein per day. Men require 52 to 53 grams of protein per day. Now, taking into account that I just saw on the packaging in the shop today when I picked up some lentils, that 100 grams of lentils gives you 22 grams of protein. So 200 grams of lentils, that's your entire protein source for a day. 100 grams of basmati rice has got 11 grams of protein in it. So from that perspective, as far as your protein intake is concerned, you don't need nearly as much as is what people consume on the standard American, standard Australian, standard South African diet. So from that perspective, have a look, see what is your current protein intake, how many grams of protein per day, and if your current intake is less than 45 grams a day, maybe increase it slightly. In all likelihood, what you'll find is, as I mentioned, I've got no idea as far as your levels of plant-based nutrition versus animal type protein are concerned, but let me just make the assumption that you've made the healthy step over to plant-based nutrition. So check out the protein levels that you're getting from your plant-based nutrition at the moment, and if you're following an 80-10-10 type of balance of 80% of calories from carbohydrates, 10% from proteins, 10% from fats, in all likelihood your grams of protein per day are likely to come out at approximately 45 grams of protein. So that's incredibly simple. What you do need to look at as far as you start increasing your training is concerned is not the increase of your protein intake, because the body can only synthesize a limited amount of protein per day, which is why the World Health Organization mentions 45 grams of protein per day for women, simply because on average the women's body isn't able to synthesize more protein than that. If you want to be able to synthesize more protein than that, you're going to have to be looking into pharmaceuticals like anabolic steroids, growth hormone, and such like, to be able to synthesize more protein for more rapid muscle recovery. But obviously we're not wanting to look at any of those type of unhealthy practices. So as you look at starting to increase your mileage, increase the level of intensity of your workouts, what you do need to look at is, are you getting sufficient carbohydrate into your system to be able to refuel your muscles for the next workout? And for that, you'll be needing to look at 10 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight per day. 10 grams per kilo per day. But as far as protein intake is concerned, you're looking at an amount of 45 grams per day as what your body will be able to synthesize. So please don't go and try and overload on the protein, because your body simply won't be able to synthesize it as far as muscle repair is concerned, and the excess will just be stored within your body, in all likelihood increasing your fat levels. So no need to go out and drastically increase your protein intake. Certainly look at your carbohydrate intake, because whatever is in excess there will be burnt off by way of dietary thermogenesis. So that's quite simple. So that's my take on the matter of how much protein you need to be taking in as you start increasing your training levels. Please feel free to post your comments and questions down below, and while you're at it, click the thumbs up like button down there, share this out amongst your running friends, and please click that big red subscribe button as well, that way you can stay up to date on new videos as I post them on a week-to-week basis. Stay carved up for the win, stay safe out there. I'll be seeing you next time. Cheers.